Welcome to Animal of the Week. This is a new weekly series done by me, Ollie, where we look over a different animal every week. These videos will be short, but hopefully enjoyable and informative about the many unique animals we live alongside. If you want to suggest an animal, feel free to let me know in the comments. Enjoy the video. This week's animal is the streaked Tenrec, a strange mammal that resides on the east side of Madagascar and resembles what can only be described as a hedgehog dressed like a bee. There are two types of streaked Tenrec, the lowland and highland. The lowland Tenrecs live on the east coast of Madagascar that is covered in a band of dense, humid rainforest that stretches from the north to the south of the island. The highland version lives in a much smaller range of high plateaus, savanna and upland tropical forest. Other than the habitat, the only big difference between the two types is colour. Lowland have more yellow, whereas highland have whiter stripes. All Tenrecs primarily eat earthworms. They use their long noses to dig around for them and will stomp on the ground to attract the worms. The best season for Tenrecs is therefore the rainy season, as this is when most of the earthworms are around. Tenrecs only live for around 2.5 to 3 years. This means they have to be very active when it comes to breeding. Females are only fertile for a year and generally only breed in the rainy season from November to May, when there is enough food for their young. But they can breed all year round if conditions are good enough. Because of this incredibly short period of time they have to reproduce, females are sexually mature at only 25 days old, and litters of lowland Tenrecs number around 5. Highland litters are smaller, maybe 2 or 3, but this is because they live in a less warm and humid environment. Tenrecs have a very interesting way of communicating that no other mammals have been observed to use. They display behaviour called stridulation. Stridulation is where body parts are rubbed together to produce a sound. Other animals are well known for this behaviour, such as crickets and grasshoppers. Tenrecs rub together special quills that are unlike the others on their body used for protection. This makes a high-pitched ultrasound that can only be heard when using a bat detector. The reason they make these noises is most likely to warn others of predators, or to simply chat with other Tenrecs. Surprisingly, Highland Tenrecs have been found to carry the bubonic plague. Madagascar is the country at the most risk of a plague, with hundreds of deaths still occurring every year. Though Tenrecs and other small animals only carry the bubonic, not the pneumonic plague. The pneumonic is much more deadly and infectious than the strand that the Tenrecs carry. There are 30 different species of Tenrec, including the streaked ones, but it is thought that they all descended from a common ancestor that somehow made it to the island of Madagascar. As we have 30 different species, it is clear that divergent evolution has occurred, where each species has adapted to where it lives. Madagascar contains many very different habitats, which explains why there are so many different species. Being small terrestrial mammals means a lot of things prey upon you. Tenrecs have been known to be eaten by Dumerril's boas, Malagasy fossors, mongooses, civets, and of course humans. Luckily, both highland and lowland streaked Tenrecs are classed as least concern by the IUCN, as they can survive in both native jungles and savannas, but also in urban areas like hedgehogs. Thank you for watching this very first Animal of the Week. I really hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you'd like to learn more about our world, its history, and the wonderful life that surrounds us all, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you think we deserve it, and if you'd like to see more from us. And as said before, feel free to request animals for future episodes.